week on Networking School, we're doing something a little different because Toni Harris Taylor and I, who you've met Toni before, she was one of our first guests here on Networking School. She and I finished a networking, sales, marketing conference, but we did it virtually. And a lot of people will say, well, networking doesn't work as well virtually, and these conferences that are online are not as much fun. That's not our testimony, Toni, right?
Absolutely not. Our audience has been raving about our event. And I think the best compliment we got, Tish, is how many people made appointments.
Yes. Yes.
And I've heard already, we are not even a week out, and I've heard one of my clients met someone who actually is out of her same real estate brokerage, but they'd never met. And they met at the conference and they've decided to partner.
What? Oh, that's awesome. That is fantastic.
And then we've just had so many reviews about the connections, and people are getting business. Yeah. Right? Because we encourage that. We're different. We're just different.
We are. And, I want us to help because, we have giving hearts. Everybody's not going to do this, but today we're going to help those of you all who are planning events during this. We're recording this still kind of on the, COVID is up and down and people are back to doing a lot more virtual networking. Some people have only been doing virtual networking, and conference season is like different this year. So those of you all who are like, well, I want to host a conference or I want to attend a conference, we're going to give you a few ideas, a few tips that worked beautifully for us. So I'm going to start, Toni, because this is what I personally will stand by, is having the help, right? Not trying to do it by yourself. The thing we did differently is that we had producers. We had people who managed literally everything so that Toni and I could focus on content, interaction, making sure that our people were connecting. So that's my first tip, is to have help, have professional help. Don't, we love Auntie Susie and Brother Bob and all of that, but you need to invest.
You need to invest and hire the right producers. We had multi-cameras. The other tip I would say along with that is don't do a virtual conference sitting at your desk like you're doing a regular Zoom call.
Yes, yes.
We actually had a setup. It happened to be in Tish's home because she had an open room, but find a place where you can do a simple stage.
Yes.
So we rented tables for less than $50.
Yep. Yeah.
And put some tablecloths or curtains over them. Bought some flowers from Walmart. Yeah. I mean, it was not expensive, but it came off as amazing.
Yeah. And when we saw the video and the feedback, because the feedback was fantastic, it looks like, because you've seen conferences where people are on a stage and they have a backdrop and they have the tables with their flowers. People thought we were actually on a stage, Toni. They thought we were in a facility somewhere. And it was just in the way the cameras were positioned and the way that we set it up. And like she said, and when she said less than $50, that was for all 3 days. And I had to have them there a day before to be ready for the day of. You don't have to spend a lot of money, but you do have to have some forethought. And you do have to put some things together. What else would you say, Toni, was one of the things, what was one of your favorite things about the conference?
The speed networking.
Yes,
speed networking. And we use Zoom, and we actually went back and forth, Zoom or some other platform, and we knew that people knew Zoom already. Right. And so we just did Zoom breakouts, 5-minute breakouts. People got to connect. That's where they scheduled their dates. Yes. We were very intentional to make sure people connect. Most conferences, the hosts don't care if you connect.
Right? It's all about them.
It's all about them. Yes. For us, it's all about the connections that happened in the room. And so I think that was the second best thing we did. The third best thing we did was the check-in process.
Oh, yes. That people raved about that check-in process because number one, it was quote unquote in person, meaning there was a live person there walking you through how do you get on Zoom, how do you turn your camera on, how do you use the breakout rooms. And believe it or not, people who use Zoom every day, some of them said that that was really important for them because there was a couple of things shown that they weren't aware of.
Mm-hmm.
And they didn't get into the conference going, what do I do? How do I do this? How do I do
Right.
that? That made a
Right.
big difference for
Yeah.
sure. Yeah.
The other thing I loved is we still had music. Our
Yes.
speakers had their walk-on music, if you will.
Yep.
Our speakers, I mean, we had music, we had a dance off. The
Yeah.
energy was off the charts.
Off the charts for sure. For
But
sure.
we knew
And,
it would be. That's
yeah.
why it was important for me to come where
All the
you.
way to Phoenix, exactly. Because Toni lives in Houston, but she came to Phoenix, so we were in the same room. So we created that energy, that environment that you would get if you're going to a traditional conference. But can we talk about the PJ and Profits party? Because so often we as conference leaders, as networking, leaders in our networking groups, Toni and I both run networking groups, we can get so focused on content, teaching, training, which is important. We forget about the fun. So some of the comments were the games. They loved being able to play the games, right?
Yeah. The Scavenger Hunt was great. And it was just a lot of great fun and connection and business and let's just go with the number one best thing for me, profitability.
Thank you. We're going
Right?
there for sure. Yes.
We
Yes.
got enrolled people in our coaching program. We did not have to come out of pocket at all to put it
Yes.
on.
Yes.
It was beautiful. So,
Yeah.
and then of course, partnering with Tish because she's my twin. And I don't think I knew that.
I know.
I mean, I sensed it, but I didn't know it. And this event
Yeah.
confirmed that we think alike, we talk
Yeah.
alike, right? We're Boxy twins.
Right. It
And
was.
I love that.
And the funny thing was, I was on a call earlier, and one of the attendees happened to be on the call I was just on, and she said to the group she was talking to, she said the energy between Tish and Toni was so special, is the word she used. She said that the handoffs were so seamless. It didn't feel like we had practiced or scripted. It just felt like two people having great conversations, being able to really connect with the audience. And I thought that was powerful because that doesn't always happen. Sometimes you
Right.
see two people trying to communicate together. They're on top of each other. It just isn't always seamless. So that's something I really appreciated. And the thing I want to make sure people know is that, a lot of times you have a conference, you make an offer. And sometimes people feel a little awkward making an offer in a virtual conference for a few reasons. Number one, they don't feel like they had a great enough connection with the people. They don't feel like they were able to give enough content. And you don't have the person in the room signing people up. So I want us to kind of talk a little bit about, the ability to make sure you communicate enough, you give them enough to where they feel like they can trust you over the next 3 months, 6 months, 12 months, however long your program is, so that they're willing to say yes, because people did say yes. And we're excited about the opportunity to work with them. But I think that the way that it was communicated was such that people knew that they were going to get this and more when they began to work with us. And I want people to know that we've already planned our next conference. And although we've ended our enrollment pricing for the conference, we're still enrolling, and we'll be enrolling all the way through November. So if you are looking at this particular, podcast episode and going, okay, wait a minute, I missed the conference, but I'm loving this energy and I'd like to know more, just reach out to us because we'd love to kind of share with you some of the specifics we talked about, and give you an opportunity to know how you can possibly enroll in the program, right?
So another very smart thing we did was we used our technology to the full.
Absolutely.
So when we were going to do the offer, we had it professionally laid out. We originally were going to print it and mail it. And that would have cost $1,000 between the
Yes.
mail and
Yes.
the printing. So we decided, oh, but that's the other thing we did right. We decided to create a link and put the PDF of the physical offer. And it just saved us so much money. People could just click the link in chat, click download, get the PDF on their computer, print it out if they wanted it.
Yeah.
It was wonderful. But the other thing we did right was the boxes.
Yes. Yes. The boxes were great.
There's so much feedback on the doggone box.
People loved the boxes, and we had snacks in the boxes for people. Just like, again, you go to a physical conference, you have a break, you go to the little snack table and get your food. So we made sure they had all of the things that they needed. It was just so much fun. It was a lot of fun.
And now the only problem we have, Tish, is we got to do better next year. And it's
know. We set the bar really high.
Set the bar.
But you know what's so funny? Because, you know, I wake up with these dreams. I'm like, oh my God, I got to tell Toni this. So I already had a dream about next year. And, and the funny thing is, all the things we've already done, yes. And I have an idea for next year. And I'm not going to tell y'all. You got to come. But Toni, I'll tell you later.
Right, wonderful. Well, again, thank you for being a great partner.
Thank you.
That's probably another best thing we did was partners. So
Yes.
You're not doing this alone.
Right.
So find that person who's your business twin that you trust. Right. And y'all do it together. It's so much fun together.
It's so much more fun. And, you know, I think we got it. Again, we've said this before. We'll say it again. Take competition out of the conversation and add collaboration. You would be amazed at how beautiful and magical it can become when you're looking at it from a vantage point of collaboration instead of what they're going to take from you. You know, what do they, you know, it's a whole different relationship. So I'm grateful for that. And as I said, as Giving Hearts, if you're planning to have a conference, if you're like, what am I about to do? I had this conference planned for January or February. Now I don't know what I'm going to do. If you want some tips, if you want to just have a conversation, let's talk. We want to make sure that if we can be of assistance, we will. If you're listening to this and saying, I'd love to work with you guys. I'd love to understand how you're able to network so successfully. Both of us are networking, marketing, sales experts. That's our jam. That's what we do. And the cool thing is we partnered even in our program. So when you sign up, you get to work with the both of us. So if you want help, questions, tips, and we can help you, that's what we're here for. So we're gonna finish up with that. Toni, thank you for not only being on the show with me today, but being my business, you know, partner in this endeavor and my friend. I just love you. That's all.
I love you too, honey. Thank you.
You are so welcome.